Alright, my new Hobbyking order came. Awesome. Kind of psyched. Organized all my little connectors in a little bin like I was talking about. Got this cool 12-volt soldering iron. Comes with an XT60 connector on it, so I could just hook it up to a 3-cell pack and solder. I thought that was pretty neat. I got a couple little adapters, a couple of little low-volt buzzers for 4 and 5 cell, I think, and look at this, I bought some B-grade packs. A lot of people are like, oh, stay away from these things, but the price was right, and I'm kind of glad I did it because every cell is at 3.8 volts, so far so good. All the packs, there's no dead cells, nothing came low. Everything's pretty cool. Also, back here, I got a bunch of XT60s. I'm going to try to switch to those instead of the Anderson power poles. See how they do. And then I got some more turning wire just to do some soldering. Alright, well, luckily it looks like I have enough adapters. I can just hook up my parallel charging board, and I'm going to try to charge all 5 of these 4-cell packs at the same time. Because all their voltages are exactly at 3.8, they're maybe 0.03 off, worst case. I think I'm going to have no problem doing this. So I'm just going to top them all off with the balanced charger, then I can put them in series and get a discharge on them, and then I can start charging with my PSU. I'm also going to solder up my 4-cell low-volt cutoff buzzer and put it on one of these packs. And if I find one of them has a runt cell, I'll probably put it on that pack, just so I know. Alright, so I'm hooking all my 5 4-cell packs up just to get ready to balance charge. And look at this connector. I could have just plugged this in and things would have went really wrong. All my other ones are Dean to bullet connector, and this one's an XT60 to bullet. And look at that. Positive and negative are not on the right side. If I just hooked that up to this board with the rest of them, that would have been bad. So it's one of them things you gotta check. I'm gonna cross this polarity so they're gonna look like they're different, but it'll be right. Okay, we have a rat's nest of wires, but we have all of my 5 packs hooked up to my parallel charging board. I just fired up my Radio Shack 12-volt PSU over here, and I got my iMax B6 ready to output 3 amps at 14.8 volts to them, and I'm going to accept it and get this thing going. There we go. Okay, while my batteries are charging, I'm going to work on my 4-cell low-volt cutoff buzzer. All I have to do is heat up my iron and attach these two positive and negative wires onto my little charging port so I can plug it to my balance leads. Okay, the first thing I did was cut 2 little pieces of heat shrink, and I'm going to slip it over the wiring so after I solder I can heat it down and cover up the contacts. There you have it, easy enough. 2-second job, we're done. I'm going to slip the heat shrink over it and heat it down real quick, and we're on our way. Alright, still waiting on the charge. I'm just going to throw an XT60 connector on this 3-cell battery. Probably put some heat shrink on it. I'm going to start using it to solder with. See how it works. And there you have it, XT60 mounted onto the 3-cell pack. I got some heat shrink over them. I'm going to heat it down now. These are easier to work with than Dean's, that's for sure. Still not the easiest thing to solder, especially for somebody that's got a cheap tiny little iron, and I kind of have like a little jerry rig set up. It's not really professional, but I got it done and it works. Well, I was planning on heat shrinking this pack, but my heat shrink was a little too large, so it wouldn't have shrunk down all the way. So I just lightly taped it up with some electrical tape. I'm not too worried about this pack because it's kind of a recovered pack. It's got some puff cells in it that are still working. They're just lightly puffed. But I can probably still get about 6 or 8 months out of it, maybe. Let's see how it goes. Alright, batteries are just about done. And look at this, I have my soldering iron plugged in. See if it's getting hot. My pack's pretty much dead, but I'm I'm going to try and solder something with it. Oh yeah, it's heating up now. That works pretty good. It's only been plugged in for maybe 20 seconds. Okay, I have the 4-cell packs all wired up, and I broke the bullet housings and plugged them all together in series. I throw 2 zip ties around them, and then I just put some tape over those zip ties so they kind of stay in place, and they're all flat and laying together. And as you can see, they're all just around 4.1 volts per cell. I didn't want to top them off too much. Well, don't ask me how, but I made it all the way to work, which is 12 miles from my house, with these brand new B-Grade 4500 milliamp hour packs. They're only 4.5 amp hours. And also, this is the 4-cell low volt cutoff that was plugged in the whole time, and it hasn't even went off yet. I had to baby the pack the whole way here. I probably went like 25 miles an hour the whole way. I didn't wide open throttle once. I was kind of scared I wasn't going to make it.